Hello and welcome to this episode of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. My name is John Gerdebed. I am the GM for this campaign. We rejoin the action as the group talk to the constables about what happened in the explosion. So what did happen?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I've ever heard of a nimble ride.
Are those like the mechanical men that walk in the parade? The Gond, the Day of Wonder?
Yeah, those ones.
I like the idea that Reginald and Gimbal said that at the same time. Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Turns out one of them knows how to cast Fireball, and I'm upset.
That doesn't sound right.
It found a strange magic necklace. Maybe it's something to do with that.
Well, true, it was a necklace of Fireball. I'm still very sad about that.
I mean, a magical item it could use in theory.
Seeking one. It was apparently on the rooftops when this attack occurred.
Right. But why here? Why now?
That's the bit we need to figure out, but we also need to find it and hopefully it can fill in the blanks.
I mean, was anybody hurt?
11 dead, I think, wasn't it?
11 dead, including 2 armed men. Three armed people.
2 armed people.
2 armed people.
Oh, do we know who the armed people belonged to? Like, were they part of a guild?
They were wearing black armor.
And apparently one of the dead was on their way to our tavern. Apparently.
Psst, the dead was a gnome.
A gnome gentleman was on his way to us. No question, no. I wouldn't say gentleman. A gnome was on his way.
Reginald goes and sits down in the tavern. When a look of shock passes over Rainier's face.
Sounds like you've already put this together. Care to share?
When the Lords of Waterdeep ousted my father, I thought his long and dark shadow was finally gone for good. The truth is, I want nothing to do with him, but his spies hound me. Yes, my father is Dagult Neverember. He was ousted as a Lord of Waterdeep about a year and a half ago. He was embezzling money and trying to rebuild Neverwinter. Well, the Lords of Waterdeep, there are... they run the city. There are... I'm going to have to look this up now to make sure I get this right. And not just tell you about the board game Lords of Waterdeep.
I want to say 7, but I don't know.
I think there's 7. I also kind of remember.
The Lords of Waterdeep have been the ruling council of Waterdeep for almost 3 centuries. The full council comprises 20 lords, although this varies times between 16 and 29. Stop telling me adverts for Sky Broadband and give me information about the Lords of Waterdeep.
But if you want super fast broadband,
If you want super
What's
fast
super fast
broadband,
broadband?
you can join Sky. Now the advert's gone away and it's moved again. One of the Lords of Waterdeep is publicly known. He's called the Open Lord of Waterdeep. And is only replaced when the previous one dies or steps down, or in the case of my father, is ousted. The rest of the Lords of Waterdeep are known as the Closed Lords. They meet in secret so that nobody knows closed or masked Lords of Waterdeep. They meet in secret so that nobody knows who they are, nobody can assassinate them. It prevents unknown people from misusing magic. Yes, assassinating the leadership of the town. It provides stability.
and what's this to do with the dead gnome?
I suspect the gnome is probably an ex-lord.
One of my father's spies was a gnome called Delakar. He has been hounding me for months. But about 10 days ago, he was suddenly nowhere to be seen. My father didn't trust many people, but he trusted that gnome. I spoke to a few of Delacar's friends, but apparently he was on a special mission to retrieve something called the Stone of Galore. Was afraid the Zentarim and the Xanathar Guild were close to catching him. When he heard what happened to me with the cultists, he wanted more information about the adventurers who had rescued me. Which would be you. I think
He was coming to us to get to you.
I think he was coming to pay you to deliver the Stone of Golor to my father in Neverwinter.
Oh, great. So now we have a magic item loose in Waterdeep.
I don't even know what it does.
Would Gimbal have any idea on that one?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Dice, don't fail me now. Oh, 22.
No. You've never heard of the Stone of Golor.
It can't be good.
Well, it was enough for an automaton to destroy a building and kill 11 people for it.
That is if we're assuming it was the actual item that does that.
I didn't say it was the item, but it was enough to have people try to kill for it.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Reginald exclaims that this is getting more dangerous and we need to be very careful in this.
Agreed. I'm agreeing with the Goliath.
Was the automaton working alone?
We do not know. We know it was created by another machine but it ran away from its creator a month ago. And I believe there was another cloaked being who actually took something from the gnome. And I don't know if they were working together. We don't know.
I will, who saw this cloak figure?
It was the boy, wasn't it? Or did someone else say it?
It was Fala Lafleur.
It was Fala it was Plant Woman. Points toward the shop. Question.
Seskareth, you have a creator. The creator's intentions are not always what the machine does, unfortunately. I will go and speak with Fala. I will go speak with the plant woman.
Go to Plant Woman.
I will reach out to my friends and see if those who harp have any information on this man.
Thank you.
It might
any
take
information
me
you
a
have.
while, but they'll usually come back with something. I assume you have work to be doing.
Right now, we need to track down the robot.
Okay. I'll be in touch, friends.
You have been wanted to speak to privately.
Okay, Reginald.
Private speaking is required.
Walk with me for a moment, Reginald. We'll go and speak over here. Just
over
outside
yonder.
the door. Renier Neverember walks outside with Reginald. Do you want to do this in the private channel, Reggie? Cool. Renier turns to you and... How can I assist you, Reginald? I will try to answer it to the best of my abilities. For anybody watching the stream, this is a question that you may not have an answer to, says Reginald. But I need to know I am finding a family here in Waterdeep that are noble. What is the family name? The Leodons. I've heard of them by reputation. I don't think I've actually ever met them. Their daughter went missing a few years ago. For a while, it caused a huge stir in noble circles. Why are you searching for them? A woman named Keyleth Leodon has a sister named... I can't remember how to pronounce the sister's name. I'm trying to find her.
Marielle?
Marielle.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I will... When I've reached out to contacts about this cloaked figure, I shall reach out to other contacts to get in touch with the Leodon family. I probably know somebody who knows them. I'll be in touch with you about this as well, but I will keep this between us, Lord Reginald. I have worked with the Lord Alliance. I know people in it. Sounds like I'll definitely be in touch with you about this soon, then. Makes notes. I'm just lost here. I've rarely been here. Barely been here, and I haven't seen her for 20 years. Then time is of the essence to explore this avenue as well. I'll make sure to let people know that this is urgent. Do you want them to know that you are looking, or do you want it to be a surprise?
I don't know. Surprise is always quite fun.
Sunrise, motherfucker.
Okay, that means I can go the less subtle approaches.
Walks off screaming.
Theater!
Any members of the Leodon family?
I will be in touch soon, Lord Reginald. But for now, I must bid you farewell. And he trots across the street to Corellan's Crown. Reginald, make me a quick perception check. Okay. Enjoy the sounds of typing.
Typing of the dead.
Oh, I should
Hello.
play that again.
Reload.
Okay. Reginald and Rainier step outside. I meant my typing, not yours. You're muted. Rainier and Reginald step outside onto the porch, front step. What's it called? That bit.
Porch. Probably the
Porch.
best. Really, porch.
And then after a few minutes, Reginald bids him farewell, and Rainier heads across towards Corellan's Crown. Does Reginald come straight back inside, and what is everybody else doing?
Gimbal will probably be poring over a map of Waterdeep in the library somewhere, trying to work out where this thing could have gone.
Okay.
Seskarath would have quickly run upstairs because there's like there's got like a way into the kind of tower thing you've got, kind of got like a garret tower.
Yes.
He's going to try and get on there and see if he can see anything on any of the rooftops that's suspicious.
Okay.
There's probably nothing that you can see at a glance, but he's just going to look anyway.
Okay. Nuri, are you up to anything at the moment?
Nothing in particular. I can just help out at the tavern and...
Okay. Only up to no good.
Okay. So yeah, Gimbal, you start looking at the map of Waterdeep and realizing this is probably, unless you get incredibly lucky, gonna take a little while.
That's fine. I'm feeling lucky.
Waterdeep is quite large, and you have to be within 500 feet of this nimble right for the detector to be able to detect. How are you wanting to split up the workflow of this? What is your search pattern, Gimbal?
Just seeing if there was a ruler or something so I can make sure the grid was the right size, but I'll have to trust that Roll20 to put the grid to the right size.
I do believe it is. I've not played with the rulering, the sizing in this, so I assume that it is.
That's a lot of variance to cover.
Accurate. Doesn't actually have a scale on this map, though, so...
No, that's what I was just trying to say. Double check to make sure it was right. Like I said, I shall assume it's correct, so for the time being, I shall be doing a quick walk around the streets around Troll Skull.
Okay. Which direction do you head?
So, out of Troll Skull that way, down to Seraduin, down Delzorin, hit Welcome Wallen Way, and then we'll just sort of double back.
Okay, hold
This
on
all
for
do
a
it.
sec. Where's my ruler?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Double back.
You spend the rest of the afternoon wandering this path, taking a wide
2,000 feet.
Taking a wide wander round the surrounding area around Trollskull. Unfortunately, the entire time the umbrella does not start spinning.
Worth a shot.
Seskarath, you dash up to the tower. Make me a perception check.
Make a perception check! No!
You look out and you see birds flying through the sky. You see Reginald strolling behind Rainier over towards Corellan's Crown. You see buildings, you see clouds drifting by, you see the walls of the city, which are very peculiar to you still.
Occasionally you hear the old scream of Gimbal going, God damn it!
Nothing suspicious on the rooftops, but I do see birds.
You do see birds.
No. I was waiting for that.
An arrow just... Reginald, as you're walking...
Yeah, I was going to say.
You just hear a... of a bird suddenly caught with an arrow. and then as it slaps down onto the rooftop behind you.
I crawl out of the window and try to get to that rooftop.
Make me an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. Roll better. Oh, for God's sake, why am I rolling so shit other than attacking a bird?
You then hear the much larger sound of Seskarath sort of squirming through a window and landing uncomfortably on the rooftop.
Better get my bird.
And then sort of making his way across the rooftop, dislodging several tiles as he goes, as he gets the bird.
Yeah.
It was going to be the most obscure reference.
Reginald,
But all I can think of is Joanna from Rescuers Down Under.
Reginald just turns round, looks up at you, Seskarath, and just yells, Seskarath!
It's like, looks up, half part of a bird dangling from jaw. Blood everywhere.
Reginald points at one of the windows. And make me another perception check with advantage this time, Sean.
Perception check with advantage. Perception check. 19.
For a start, from this distance, you can make out that Reginald is showing concern in his facial expression.
Doesn't know why his face is looking like that.
Sure. You look up to the window that he is pointing at and can see within it a large muscular orc figure who is currently removing a very large bow and placing it down on a table. And you recognize this figure, Seskarath.
I gathered I would.
This is.
So he's like,
This is the large orc figure with a large orc bow that you saw on the rooftops during one of your earlier missions, killing
when we were hunting the elf killers.
When you were hunting the elf killer.
I'm going to try and make my way to him.
Okay. He is currently on the in an upper floor of the Corellan's Crown, which is on the opposite side of the street to where you currently are.
I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to try and make my way down the building.
Okay.
Cross the street and go to Corellan's Crown.
Make me another acrobatics or athletics check.
Acrobatics or athletics check. 21, that's better.
There you go.
So some poor person in one of their houses, just a lizard man, just like grabs onto the windowsill, drops again.
Reginald, as you start to walk, you're about 3/4 of the way across Troll Skull, given apparently how fast Seskarath moves and how carefully you're travelling. And you just hear the sound of scrambling behind you, and Seskarath just darts down off the rooftop, down the side of this building that's just next door to Troll Skull Manor. It's not down Troll Skull's own roof. He's skitters down somebody else's house and starts making his way across the street towards you.
had the bird in his mouth at the time, and now he's taking it out and he's putting it in his bag.
I mean, by this point, it's about a wing and a drumstick.
It's probably got a bit of like the chest, maybe. So he went for spine first.
Just face covered in blood,
Yeah.
bird parts in. And Seskarath just scrambles up to you, Reginald.
Fucking scary. Was very intimidating. Waiting for. Grabs Reginald's face and like grabs the man, and she just puts his head to the side and says, "What?" And
You have blood on your face.
You big disgrace.
Reginald pulls out a monogrammed hanky.
kind of flinches and kind of.
Oh.
Kicking the pigeons all over the place, yes.
Yeah.
Sean messages the chat.
I say more killing pigeons.
You're making a mess of yourself.
Oh.
Mom. Where's the handout for this bit?
Where's the hand? Goes into Corellan's crowd with Reginald.
Fala is behind the counter talking to Rainier. As you enter the room, Rainier is questioning them on the hooded figure and getting a description of the hooded figure that they saw leaving Troll Skull this morning. What do you do?
So the orc was on the upper floor,
Yes.
right?
It's not open to the public.
I was going to say that Seskrath might just go to walk up. But if it's not actually open to us, it's like
You don't see stairs up in the shop space.
and I don't know whether I'd interrupt Rainier or wait for him to leave and then ask about it. Reginald.
Are you interrupting the discussion, Reginald, or are you waiting for... So you're going to wait for Rainier to leave? Okay. And Seskarath is gonna follow Reginald to lead.
On now.
Okay. Eventually, Rainier catches a full description of the hooded figure that Falar saw limping away from the explosion, who appeared to... where is me? Did I close that sheet? No, here it is. No, it isn't.
John, did you close the sheet?
You get the full description that you've heard before. Falar was watering plants in the greenhouse. The blast blew out some of the windows. They weren't injured. They saw a cloaked man take something from the dead gnome and start limping away, that he had been badly burnt. Looked to be trying to make sure somebody wasn't following him, and headed towards Bent Nail, which is at the eastern end of Trollskull. She didn't see what it was the guy took. She didn't get a great look at him, but he did keep looking back, so she did catch certain... Well, they did catch certain amount of the facial features, so that description has been given to Rainier. Rainier thanks Falar and leaves. And then you ask, and Falar furrows their brow. You wish to speak with my guest?
Yes. He's a friend of ours. The word friend is very alien in his mouth.
One momento.
Un momento.
Wait here. Falar... His name's still funny to me. Falar retreats back into a back room and goes to the bottom of the stairs and just...
What's kind of in the shop? Is it like potted plants and things in this one?
It's a mix of potted plants and potions and salves and...
Picks up one of the plants and starts looking at it.
Okay. Try to find the information about the guy. It's on here somewhere.
Picked up a cactus, just looking at it. One of the cactuses with a little flower on top.
You can both hear Falar shout upstairs for Zaraj. And after a couple of minutes, a large, muscular orc walks down the stairs with casual clothes, a black outfit but not armor on. You both had spotted him upstairs wearing armor, so it looks like he has changed outfits to come down, or was changing outfits.
So you're saying that if we just watched him through the window, we could have had a show?
You could have watched him changing, yes.
Ba-da-ba, ba-da-da-ba.
You can see that with the arms that are exposed in sort of a short sleeve shirt that he is wearing. He's got very muscular arms, but they're also covered in scars of various fights. Combination of animal sort of claw marks and teeth marks, as well as weapons. He looks like a patchwork of scar tissue. Apparently, I'm not to tempt Sean with the exposed arms.
I'm just imagining him almost like an orc version of Gaston.
Very similar.
Not where I was thinking. My brain was leaning more into like, sort of like heavy metal. It's just got bruises and cuts from all the mosh pits.
And he just sort of... Hello? You wanted to speak to me?
We saw you through the window.
Yes. I was inside.
Through the window?
Windows allow you to see things on the inside of buildings.
Oh, wait.
I helped you because it was mutually beneficial. You were assisting my friends.
What brings you here?
Falar is a friend of mine. Very close. My friend's Davil Starsong.
That name rings a bell.
Yes, you've done some work for him. Yagra. Yagra Stoneheart?
Stone Fist, I think.
Stone
Indeed.
Fist, Stone Appendage.
Stone Fist. Yes, I was right. Aha.
Yeah.
Go me.
Victory
I'm-
Vision.
I'm
20
friends
points to
with-
Gryffindor.
I'm friends with Davil Starsong and Yagra Stonefist, and you were aiding them, and I happened to be in the area.
Are you here for business or just visiting your friend?
It became troublesome where I was. I decided to take a little while to lay low.
So you chose the place where an explosion just happened.
May have chosen poorly, but I have few friends that would take me in. Davil is fine, but
He probably would bring as much danger as you're in.
yes. We used to adventure together. The 5 of us. Davil, Istrid, Schemo, Tashlin.
We were unaware of that.
We had we became known for raiding the lairs of liches.
It's dangerous work.
Yes. we eventually decided that it would be much safer to make a living in Waterdeep.
Hmm. There does seem to be a lot that happens here.
Yes.
Many strange things. So strange.
But yes, after we lost Tashlin, we had a falling out with some members of our group. We became a faction separate from others.
Hmm.
And you see on his, like, he pulls the sleeve of his arm up to reveal the winged snake tattoo. We aren't like all of them, but some don't see the difference. Yes.
Hmm. So you are not of this. We were asked about Karim, but if you are not of them,
We are a splinter group, a faction within the whole. We make
But-
use of some of their resources.
earthquake. Sorry.
Yes, it comes up from time to time that things need to be done that others would prefer didn't happen. Sometimes after that it's a matter of laying low and waiting for things to calm down. When you've saved a couple of people's lives, and he nods over to the back room where Falar is sort of deadheading a plant, people get willing to share space with you. I appreciate the offer. I shall stay here for now, but I will keep an eye on your tavern.
That would be appreciated. If you see anything suspicious on the alley, could you let us know? As you're laying low currently.
Yes. He reaches out a hand.
And reaches out own hand, but doesn't like shake hands or anything. Just
He grasps your forearm and shakes.
sit back. Most awkward handshake ever. Then I would like to call over the plant woman. How much is this? Hold up the cactus he was holding.
Sorry, Reginald, did you have anything else you wanted to say to Ziraj? Okay. We'll move on.
How much is my cactus?
Falar
I'm a
comes.
son.
Falar comes forth. It's 5 silver.
Pays the 5 silver. 51. There. I won't put it in my inventory because it's going straight in my room.
Okay. Gimbal
But I shall put in my
Yes.
bio. Owns
owns cactus.
owns cactus.
You spend most of the rest of the afternoon wandering around the route that you marked. So the following day, time advances forward, and I can't remember the date now, but I will look it up. I'll start looking it up now. Not in that window, though. Time advances forward, and the following day. Does anybody else want to help Gimbal with the search?
Bill,
I mean, I'm not
Best
fast.
breath
I can do.
Okay,
Just breath
so
for anything he can and help in any way he can.
Reginald and Seskareth do, and Reginald leads the party in the streets.
Just what we need after a tragedy. Just us lot going, ooh, ooh.
So it is
Okay.
about the end of Myrtle now. It's about the 30th at this point. So where do you head on this day, Gimbal? You have only got one detector between you, so...
Yeah.
Should really...
I might actually give it to... How smart are you, Reggie? You smell ancestor. But who's the second most intelligent in the party? That'd be the easiest way of doing this.
I don't think Nora is very intelligent.
I've only got a +1 in intelligence.
Surprisingly, Nuri.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
you got 14.
that's interesting. Right, what do I need to roll?
I'm gonna hand you the detector, and I'm gonna say, we do the north part of our little district, so like Tower March and all those sort of around here.
Yep.
And if Reginald would be so kind as to carry me, I will use the eyes of my familiar so I can get an eye from the sky, as it were.
Okay. So... Show me that march again real quick. Yep.
Long troll kill down the high road. There, a good 6,500 feet.
Okay. That takes you... I get the feeling Seskareth's route might take a little bit longer than...
That's right, I was going more for like area to cover. This is going to take all day.
I'm just looking at how far Seskareth can actually walk in a day. It's quite a distance, really, actually.
22 miles. I don't know if that is in feet.
Oh, I'm looking at going at the slow pace to make sure you don't miss anything, and that's 18 miles in a day, which is 95,000 feet.
Well, we're past that already.
There we go.
No, we've got as well as 18,634, so it is doable in a day.
So, Seskarath sets off on that route, but doesn't have a detector with him.
No.
Seskarath, come back here.
Meanwhile, the rest of you take the slightly less swervy route. With a bird's eye view from Munin.
Steve, tell me to roll a perception for mooning.
Yeah, roll me a perception check. And Nuri has the detector and is holding down the trigger the whole way.
Not too bad, a 14.
Okay. Well, you manage to walk this route by about the middle of the morning. The entire time the detector doesn't spin. And you don't spot anything out of the unusual with Munin.
Son of a beer.
Well, at least we know it's not anywhere near us now.
Well, no, to the north of us.
So you stop for 11s.
Yep, have a nice bit of lunch.
And where do you want to head the afternoon of the 30th?
Eat the other half of my bird.
I want my bird.
I don't think he wanted it for dinner, though.
I'm sure I can find something else for dinner.
I meant that character didn't want his bird for dinner.
Didn't.
So Gimbal,
Yes.
where are you leading the group for your afternoon's excursion?
I suppose for the afternoon. Waterdeep, why do you have to be so big? Why do you have to be country-sized? Yeah, there we go. Seskarath's got the right idea. We'll do all the streets south of Troll Skull as well, just to make sure it's not hiding around there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's enough, Seskarath.
Yeah.
Okay. Around about here on the route.
Luckily, before we go through all the other stuff.
Before it just gets too far, John gives up.
So, sorry, let me zoom in my map a little bit so I can actually read the street name. As you're getting onto Serdon Street, the umbrella just starts slowly, and the machine just starts going. And then as you start to head down, can you bring that up again, Sean, or?
Well, let it go. But we did go like here.
As you start to go that way, and then it stops.
Okay. So like, when we got to like here, it stopped or something like that.
So let's go for Lion Street then.
So
Lion Street.
You wander up Lion Street, and as you get to about the middle of the street, it's it's starting to speed up and click louder, and the whirring whirs, and then as you head out to the other end of Lion Street, it starts to slow down a bit.
Okay, but we've narrowed him down to one of two alleys.
That way?
And as you start to head down that way, the umbrella starts to slow down even further.
No,
The other way.
that way then.